What's up, YouTube? Let each day teach you how to love it. Anyway, let's get into the tantric sex. Whenever having sex, you should stop at the peak where your desire is at its fullest. If you, of course, ejaculate, you just lose so much energy. So much energy is siphoned off. Your partner, if they don't control their breathing throughout the process, so much energy is lost through them. Of course, if the eyes are closed, it's easier to focus on siphoning the energy through you both and feel, just running it through both the systems, through the human battery pack, the male-female principles. If you're leaking, which basically is just one of the people not breathing constantly or properly, and alternating breathing would be a nice way to maintain a flow. So it really comes down to breath control for everything, of course. I mean, blood flow, oxygen flow, that's everything. All diseases are basically forms of dehydration and suffocation. So an area gets dehydrated or obstructed, and dehydration and suffocation occur. So we realize once we detox that all that we've been doing is suffocating and dehydrating the inner child within us. And you see it in everybody else. Then you see people having kids, because I mean most people want to have kids that have like a mixed version of themselves and their lover that won't leave them. It's an insecurity of like their lover not leaving them and all types of insecurities, and they want to remember the times that they had when things were supposedly good. So they try to freeze that moment in a body and they call it a child. So it's just crazy, again, spice or spouse means spice to complement. So really it's more so about finding a spouse you can do nothing with than do something with, because I mean, anybody that's ever been in a relationship, if you can't exist in the nothingness with the person, then there's no way you can get into things like joint dreaming and things, those other levels. You got to be able to enjoy doing nothing to be able to enjoy doing something. Death is short and life is long, so you got to realize that it's the nothing that truly matters. So anyway, like I get into a couple other things. Like everybody says, you need to have dirt on yourself for other people to trust you. Other people that are dirty or more earthly, you should say, because really, if you're wrong in front of people, then they'll accept you as your own. So people, they want you to be wrong. They want you to give in to the humanity part of you, to that beastly level of you, so you can use it as an excuse to say, I'm imperfect, I'm not complete, I'm not the Trinity, I'm just this person. I'm not all these other facets of being. So being wrong in front of people will if you want to have friends, go ahead and be wrong, or imbalanced, I should say. I shouldn't say wrong. So anyway, for another little tip, I guess you could say, once a debt has gone into collection, it's already been filed as a loss from that company. They've already filed taxes and they've claimed your debt as a loss to them. So they've already been repaid. So the remark stays on your score, regardless if you pay it or not. So you can do whatever you want with that, but they've already been paid. So the debt's already been fulfilled in a sense. So because again, it's just your straw man. Everything. We're all dealing with straw men here, and of course, income is defined as profits or gains. So you can only be taxed on your profits or gains. You can't be taxed on the food that you use to sustain yourself, or the money you use to sustain yourself. So anything that's just for sustenance and maintenance of living cannot be taxed. Only profits or gains can be taxed, and that's just by definition of what income is. It's a profit or a gain. So knowing this, we know that the whole taxation situation is flawed, and we just have to understand that. And we got to understand, the parasites of the grids that we're in, because it's multiple grids. It's many grids that have been layered upon us in the plan net, or this plane net that we're on. So it's funny how people complain about mosquitoes but have millions of worms in their bodies. But that's just a side note. Anyway, ROYALT512 at yahoo.com for inquiries and to get the PDFs. There's 28 texts from the Vampire Pyramid to the Alchemist Cookbook, The Small Changes All, Busted, A World Created by Nuts, the Kate Day Cleanse, Vegetarians and Vegans from A to Extremes. You can get these all in ebook format on Amazon if you search R Bud Vegan. Again, it's ROYALT512 at yahoo.com. gzuscryst19 on Instagram. Taylor Bud is the Facebook parasite. Of course, you can find Jesus Christ on Facebook as well, and the Human Food Company. So it's facebook.com/humanfood, HUEMAN food. And again, the texts are $3, $5, and $10, all on different various subjects. Like you got creditability, every breath is an investment, invest in your chest. You got the meantime, which is critical for breath control. And yeah, just check that out or check that in, and enjoy what's happening with the cosmos.